Welcome everyone. I hope all can hear me. My name is Veer Verma and I warmly welcome to this great initiative by the Rising Bharat. Basically, it's a series of leadership talk from people who are from the business world and who are going to give you tips about how to improve your daily healthy lifestyle and so on. So right now, I think there's an initiative on waking up early, which is a really good initiative by the Rising Bharat team. So I congratulate them. And as part of this series, I'm supposed to be talking about the health-work balance today. So I'll just wait for a few more minutes till more participants join, and then we kick off. So you're free to put any comments. You can see on your right side there are comment sections, so you can raise any questions or feel free to raise any comments while I speak, and I will take all the questions towards end of the talk. So a bit about me. I am the founder of CoachDirect. What we do at CoachDirect is we work on various healthy lifestyle initiatives, including sports training, wellness training, and sports events management. So all we're trying to do is to encourage people to adopt a healthy lifestyle. So I hope this talk will further motivate you and hopefully take up a few good practices which will help you manage your health and work balance a little bit better. So CoachDirect is about a 7-year-old company. We're based out of Bangalore. We have offices in Hyderabad and Chennai as well. Primarily, we work with a number of schools, a few gated communities, a few corporates and clubs, where we focus on grassroots physical activities. Want to just enhance the lifestyle of people through physical activities. That's our motive. And our vision is to promote a healthy lifestyle for one and all. Okay, I see a few more participants now, so welcome to you all. This is a health work balance talk by myself, Veer Verma. I'm the founder of CoachDirect, and as part of the Rising Bharat initiative, a great initiative to imbibe good habits and to learn from the leaders. So I'm here to talk about the health work balance today, and I'm going to talk especially about in this modern world when there's a lot of conflict on how to manage your health better when you're still under pressure. Tremendous work pressure is what we are all facing. So in spite of that challenge, how do we maintain our health? That's the whole point. That's the whole topic of this today's talk. So yeah, feel free to ask me questions on the right side comment section, and I'll try to answer them towards end of the talk. Okay, so a couple of introductory points to note down. So everybody knows health is wealth, right? So that's what we've been hearing since our childhood, right? Health is wealth. So that has been taken too lightly, I would say, and it's very, very relevant now in this age where we are all struggling to maintain that balance between health and work. So that's what we're trying to imbibe today, to be able to manage our health while still being able to meet our work commitments. Okay, so maybe I'll start off with a few quotes from famous people, something echoing this whole health is wealth concept. I'd just like to quote Ralph Waldo Emerson first, who has said that the first wealth is health, right? Very good thought. So very much what we have heard, health is wealth. So what he says is the first wealth is health. We have another good thought from Reb Matter, who says, so many people spend their health gaining wealth and then have to spend their wealth to regain their health, right? So I'll just read it out again. So many people spend their health gaining wealth, and then they have to spend their wealth to regain their health. So if you think again, was it worth it, right? So all this fight, all this struggle to gain your wealth when you're sacrificing your health. So was that really required? Is a thought that I would like you to ponder over. So that was Reb Matter who had said that famous quote. The other one I would like you to think about is from Buddha, Lord Buddha, who says, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. Right? So he says, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. Yeah, something to ponder over. So we're all forgetting what's really valuable and precious to us. We think wealth is the most valuable thing, whereas not perhaps. So let's think on that for a minute. Okay, while we start off with that note, let me give you some statistics. There are some statistics from United Kingdom, where there are currently, as of 2016-17, the work-related cases, the outstanding cases in the court, right? There are about 1.3 million workers who are affected. 1.3 million workers who are affected, right? Due to work-related health issues. So if you further break it down, there are primarily three types of work-related health issues that you can think about. The first one is the stress or anxiety. So that's a key thing to point out. Is 40% health-related issues due to work are induced by stress and anxiety. 39% is towards musculoskeletal disorders, which are like occupational hazards. Like people who are working close to machinery, who are working in construction and all, which probably not many of you maybe hopefully are not exposed to that. And then the third type of illness is all other types of illnesses, like hearing impairments, vision impairments, etc., which again are like occupational hazards. But the one thing that's really key for all of us working in modern technology spaces and all is the anxiety, the stress and anxiety. So 40% of the 1.3 million workers who are facing health-related issues, that's a huge thing. So how can we overcome that? That's what I hope to shed some light on. How can we overcome? How to manage that so that we don't have to face so many issues, right? I will quote World Health Organization now, just to understand what is the recommended physical activity. Now, why do I talk about physical activity? Because most of these health issues could be overcome by a good amount of physical activity, right? So the question is, are we spending enough time on physical activity? So the recommended physical activity, I'm just quoting World Health Organization, is for adults, we should be spending at least 150 minutes a week of aerobic, moderate intensity aerobic activity. So what does that mean? Activities like walking, brisk walking, cycling, and so on. 150 minutes a week. That's not too hard. Or you can have 75 minutes of more intense activity, something like jogging, swimming. Yeah, so that could be 75 minutes a week. And remember, it's not like you have to have a big long interval of exercise. It's also possible to do short bouts when we are all stretched for time, right? So we can do with just short bouts of 10 minutes. So the World Health Organization says that you can even exercise as low as 10 minutes. So it can be a 10 minutes quick walk, a 10 minutes jog, which is all that takes to improve our health, overall health, right? And they also recommend muscle strengthening activities, could be like twice a week, twice or more per week. So that could be like light weights, things like that, which you can easily do at home. You don't even have to go to a gym, right? So that's the recommended physical activity. By doing that, what you are doing is overcoming these health-related issues that we talked about, work-related health issues that we talked about, right? Now look at India. We just come back to India. That was World Health Organization's recommendations. How have we been doing in India? So we got a survey done by Hindustan Times in 2017. It's called the Hindustan Times Youth Survey. So I'm just quoting their numbers. So 70% of youth in India do not do any exercise, nothing, none at all, 70%. That's huge. 60%, 63% of youth, they do not bother about their diet. They eat whatever, whenever they want, 63%, yeah? And 80% do not believe in yoga. That is quite disturbing. India is the land of yoga. India has discovered yoga, and 80% of youth in India do not believe in yoga. So that is alarming. The youth survey results are quite alarming, and we need to go back and do something about it, right? So, so call to action. What are we supposed to do now? So first thing, the first and foremost thing is to take up physical activity. It's not too difficult. So we just saw what WHO recommends, 75 minutes of intense activity a week, or 150 minutes of moderate activity, moderate intensity activity a week. Not difficult to achieve. We keep giving excuses, but no, probably you're spending about 10-15 minutes here and there, and you're done for the week. So that should not be an excuse, right? So I'll give you some ideas about how to make it happen, because a lot of people do start up with a regime and then they slowly give up. Over a period of a couple of weeks or a couple of months, they give up because they find it too boring or not able to sustain. So a couple of tips on that. Have a partner, right? A regular partner. A partner could be a friend, could be a neighbor, could be somebody who just you meet on a regular basis. So it could be some a relationship based on mutual benefit, right? So both of you are motivated, more energized by each other's energy, right? So try to find a partner who indulges in the same activity, so that it becomes more easier for you. One is there to push the other, right? And stick to a schedule. You may have a schedule which could be like twice a week, 3 days a week. It's up to you. So you think about your own schedule. If Mondays and Thursdays work for you, then do that. Please do adhere to that schedule. Maybe you can have a backup day. Like let's say Monday has been stressful. So we all go through that, right? So if Monday is stressful, let's do Tuesday. So if you miss Tuesday, Tuesday is a backup day for Monday. So right, you think of a schedule, think of a partner, and think of these short spurts. It's not like Monday you have to do 30 minutes of jogging. Not necessary. Maybe all you do is a 15-minute quick jog or 15-minute brisk walk, and you're done, because we're just talking about 75 minutes a week of intense activity, right? So just think about these points. A partner, a schedule, and short spurts, right? That much you can do for yourself. The other thing I want to talk about is healthier alternatives. Sometimes it's not necessarily a strict regime. It can be something like taking stairs when you have an alternative. You don't want to take a lift, you can take stairs. Maybe it's 2-3 floors. You can definitely do by taking stairs. Take a little extra walk. A lot of people walk to train stations and all, so that could be better than taking an auto or something to the train station, right? That may help to make up your 150 minutes. The other thing is yoga. I come back to yoga because this is something that can be done at your own leisure, at your own pace, without any dependency. Yoga is something is all year round, right? It's all year round. You don't need any infrastructure. All you need is a little space for yourself, and you're done. So that can count towards your 150 minutes as well. And there are different types of yoga asanas. Obviously, some of them help you in relaxing. Some of them help you in muscle strengthening, etc. So, and you're done. So that's quite easily achieved, right? So these are some of the healthier alternatives that can be looked at instead of having to follow a strict, half an hour, 45 minutes regime that you have to follow on 3 days a week or something, which is too daunting sometimes. I come back to diet. We just saw that 63% in India do not bother about diet. So that is alarming. So we all know what's good for us, right? So it's more of natural foods, not artificial foods, but natural foods. As much as possible, please rely on natural foods. Foods which come from the plants, yeah? Foods which come naturally from us rather than from artificial processes. I would also quote diet requirements from WHO here. So here are a couple of high-level points on how to maintain a healthy life. Very, very simple. 4 points is all we need to maintain a healthy diet, right? So first, you eat only as many calories as you burn. You don't eat any more, right? So that's how you maintain your weight. You just eat as many calories as you burn a day. Somebody may burn 1,800, somebody may burn 2,000 calories a day, but that's it. That much is all we need. Limit fats to 30% of those calories. You should not get more fat intake than 30% of those calories, right? Only 30% calories should be from fat. And you eat at least 400 grams, almost like half a kg of fruits, vegetables, all the plant-based foods like legumes, your lentils, whole grains, etc. Right? That's almost half a kg. And finally, we all know, limit salt and sugar. No salts and sugars if you can. Better for you. Right, so that's the healthy diet recommendations. Now, a couple of points on health-work balance here. So a lot of people here, we do binge eating, we go to parties, we have our corporate events, there's free food and there's buffets and all that, and we tend to overeat. So while it's tempting, I would say try to control that, but if it's not possible to control, you've gone a bit overboard, then it's possible to do an intermittent fasting. You hear about this intermittent fasting all the time nowadays. It's become a fashion. So you just take some sort of a break from eating. Take a break. Be free from eating. It can be like skipping your breakfast if you had a heavy meal overnight, or have a very low carb diet in the night if you had a heavy afternoon lunch. So try to do some systematic intermittent fasting is what it's called. Some people do. There are different people who do different intervals of fasting. Some can do 24 hours up to. It's not necessary. You just pick up what's best for you, right? So intermittent fasting is quite a key to get back to your routine so that your body recovers from all that overeating. It's not difficult. And just one point. So we're all stressed. Please don't take excuses of alcohol and smoking. That doesn't really help you in beating your stress. Rather, it becomes a disorder. You end up consuming more and more, and it's a vicious cycle. So please don't take the excuse of alcohol and smoking. That's not going to help you. The last thing, the final point I want to make is about sleep and relaxation. So obviously that's the key thing. No gadgets at all. So if you want to sleep well, please don't use your smartphones, tablets before sleeping, because there are hormones that it emits. These gadgets emit, which will reduce your deep sleep intensity. So no such things, please. And if you really are struggling to relax, what better things than to engage in fine arts? Like if you like playing music, reading music, listening to music, reading books, gardening, arts, painting. So anything about fine arts and things that make you happy, right? So that's the way you relax. And especially for people with kids, what better way than to play with your own children? That's the best. Or if you don't have kids, maybe you can pick up a pet. Maybe you play with a pet, and that's how you relax. So I leave that note there. So if I can just summarize, so take up sport or activity, stick to a schedule, take a partner, try to use healthier alternatives, take stairs, try to use more physical activities, try to do yoga at home because you don't need any support at all. It's just all by yourself, no infrastructure, nothing needed. And please focus on diet. eat healthy, and finally learn how to relax better. Yeah, I just want to give you one short tip. I have a note from NHS UK. I'm just posting it here. So this is just a takeaway. It's 5 healthy habits that could add more than a decade into your lifestyle, right? So 5 healthy habits which can add a decade to your life. So worth it, right? 10 years of your life, it's definitely worth it. It's just 5 habits. So please do go through that. I just posted it there on the right side. While I thank you for patiently listening, maybe I'll just go through what all comments have come and see if I can answer any questions. Just give me a second. Okay, so how can we include those points in our life? Because people don't follow schedules. This is a question from Chinmay Soni. So I think I just answered that. It need not be such a rigid thing. It need not be like 30 minutes. It can be as low as 10 minutes. And as I told you, maybe if you find a partner, take up a sport which helps you, which motivates you, you can probably do a little bit more of that 75-minute or 150 minutes easier. Scrolling down to the next one. Divyanshi asked me, could you tell me some measures that would be easily be managed? Not quite sure what measures you meant, Divyanshi, but probably you meant about exercise again, I guess. Same thing, right? So it's not very difficult. If you really want to have a good, easy workout, right? Without any hassle, you're not dependent on weather, you're not dependent on friends, you're not dependent on anything, then yoga is a thing for you because you can just do it at your own leisure, right? So maybe think about yoga. I'm ready to take on more questions. So anybody have questions, please drop them on the comment section, please. While I wait for it, I'll just ponder over the NHS UK healthy habits, right? I'll just take a few minutes in healthy habits, right? So all it says, I'm just going to the link that I sent you. So not smoking, maintaining a healthy weight, doing at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise. We just talked about it. It need not always be 30 minutes. It can be short spurt. Eating healthy diet, high in fruit, vegetables, and whole grains. We talked about that. And not drinking too much alcohol. Well, UK says too much. The English people, for them, it's never too much, right? But we know what it is, right? So try to curtail as much as you can. I got another one. Maya asked me how to maintain the persistency in anything that we do. So I just answered that. So try to find a partner who can motivate you, and try to do something which you really are passionate about. Could be sport, could be cycling, anything that you're passionate, swimming, for example, right? So anything that you are passionate, you enjoy really, so that you can maintain that. Gautam asked me, can a weekend of really unhealthy eating destroy the fitness progress gained over the previous 5 days? Yes and no. It does destroy on a short term, but as I told you, you can get over it. You can overcome it by doing intermittent fasting that we just talked about. So try to curtail your eating as much as you're comfortable. It can be like you eat only on a certain 8-hour window in the 24-hour day, right? It can just be like you're sticking yourself to eat only between 8 hours of your day, and the remaining hours you're not eating at all. The remaining 16 hours goes completely fasting. It could be something like that which you can do. Kaushal, when Mr. Verma realizes importance, age, incident. Okay, so I come from a banking industry. I work globally in banking industry. I see there was a lot of tension. There was a lot of anxiety over work and all. And it's been about 3-4 years since I've quit and full-time coming to CoachDirect. I get a lot of satisfaction from being able to do what I really love and being able to focus more on health of myself and of little children who I coach. So that's how it started. Chinmay Soni asked me, how can we get up early? So part of it is to sleep early, right? So because your body does need 7 to 8 hours of solid sleep. So if you can sleep early, and if you can try to disengage yourself from all these gadgets before sleeping, the smartphones, TVs, tablets, those are all hurting you. Your computers, they're all hurting you. So at least maybe like an hour before you sleep, maybe try to do something relaxing, right? Could be meditation for you, could be music, could be art, painting, whatever that you think could relaxes you. So that would set the mood for a great night's sleep. So that's how you can sleep well, and then automatically you get up early. Kaushal asked me, which section of group do you think should be targeted most, teenager or old age? I'm here mostly talking about adults, the people who are working population here, because the health work balance is the problem for these adults who are like 18 to 64. So these are the people who I'm talking about, and it's especially important if you're 40 to please take care of yourself, because you do a lot more damage and it's very difficult to recuperate that damage. Okay, Divyanshi, I think youngsters have been doing many things nowadays, but what about the others? I mean, how would they get such motivation to improve your health? As I told you, if you're over 40, so the fact that you're only going to deteriorate, the fact that you're going to, you're not in the peak of your health anymore, and you have to think about your future, right? So I think that itself is a good motivation to kick yourself and give yourself more importance, give your health more importance. Okay, final question, Siddhant Dangi. 2 years back, I fractured my leg, and due to vitamin D, the body didn't mend properly. I used to be badminton. Really miss any suggestions which will help me get over the pain? Well, I'm not really a doctor to advise you on that, but the one thing I would like to point out is, apart from the allopathy, please do consider your alternative medicines. There are a lot of natural remedies, a lot of other alternative medicinal therapies like homeopathy, acupuncture, Ayurveda, etc., which may potentially give you a long-term result than short-term results that you're expecting from allopathy. One question from Kalpana: how do you keep yourself fit? I try to do my 150 minutes. I try to as much as I can, and of course, a lot of I'm very keen on what I'm eating, so I'm quite strict on my diet. Gautam, what do you see as the ultimate goal of CoachDirect? Our vision is to promote healthy lifestyle alternative for one and all. We're not trying to say we're going to give you the best national level players or anything. All we want to do is engage people in awareness of healthy physical activities, which can be sports, it can be wellness activities, anything that would improve their health and lead a better lifestyle. I guess we're running out of time, but I got one last question from Chinmay. How can a freelancer balance between work and life? They used to spend long hours and they used to sit for a long time. I'm not really sure there, because we're just talking about health and work. I'm not sure I want to talk about work and work-life balance. Probably I'll skip that one. Okay, thank you all for being so patient, and thank you all for participating in this initiative. I hope some of these tips you will actively pursue, and I wish you all very good health and a very good health-work balance. Thank you. Bye.